Good morning, Spirit Session watchers and viewers. We are so excited today on this National Prayer and No More Panic Day to bring you Spirit Sessions, A View of the Light, where we always look at the light side of life and we always want to bring you the positive news in the world, because there is so much more positive in this world than there is negative. And if all we get out of this pandemic is to learn to wash our hands properly, we've done something in this world. We've done a great skill that everyone needs to know, that washing your hands is important. I mean, really.
Amen.
So soaked in with your ginger tea and your echinacea tea and your Kleenex and your toilet rolls. And there, I touched my nose. Don't worry, I'm live. You can't get my cyber virus. Take a few seconds to share this out to your friends, because we have a really exciting guest who is in touch with a bunch of consciousness that know a lot of answers, know all the answers to our questions. So, or we will get some answers to our questions today. So send them out, share this out. We're on YouTube and we are also on Facebook. So share it out to your groups. We will have a draw next week for a healing session with me, and it'll be online, so you don't have to worry. You don't even have to wash your hands to come to that. We'll share that out, and that would be great if you could do that. First, I would like to introduce my co-host, Teresa Warren. Teresa is from Claim Your Akashic Inheritance, and she is a certified Akashic Records practitioner and angel guide, just to name a few of her wonderful talents. Also, our lovely Bexy, who is from Divinely Guided Inspirations with Bex Marie. Bex is an awesome channel, and she delivers messages from the spirit through her card readings. And I'm Rhonda Elliott from Cerulean Forest Reiki Healing. I am a Reiki master teacher who heals with Reiki through the Akashic Records. And you can get in touch with us, including our guest. All our details are in the video, details attached to this video. And you can private message us through Spirit Sessions if you have any questions. So come on in, let us know you're here, say hello. And Teresa, would you please introduce our lovely guest?
Thank you, Rhonda. That was beautiful. And continue sharing out, everyone. These good news that's coming through today for all of us. So, Cindy has been on before, and you might remember her. She is amazing. She is an author of at least the 4 books, right, Cindy?
Yes.
From what I remember, yeah, 4 books, and we're waiting on that 5th and
Yeah.
stuff. And she's amazing, a good, beautiful heart, and she channels who is known as Josef. Now, before you switch into channeling, Cindy, can you explain to us again just who Josef is?
Yes. First of all, thanks, ladies, for having me. Great to be here as always. You guys are the bomb. And Rhonda, I have to tell you that I never heard Josef described as a bunch of consciousness. That was so cute. So cute. I kind of chuckled at that. That was adorable. But yes, Josef is a consciousness. They are they are an aspect of the God consciousness, and they are the evolved vibration of Seth and Abraham. And that story is a whole book in itself. And I'm going to be doing a podcast on that, actually, to tell how they came available. But Josef represents the vibration of the new earth for us. So that's who they are. Everybody that has been studying spirituality for a while understands that everything evolves, everything expands, everything. So every message that has gotten you to this point expands. So we are to flow with the message and evolve our own individual selves so we can evolve to the new earth. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Beautiful.
that's what Joseph is. They're cool. There's
I
7
love
of them,
that.
and they're
Oh.
funny and they're really smart.
I love that.
There's not
See,
really a word to describe how smart, although they're
this
really
is our
masters when they
amazing
get a
support
degree.
team. You
Yeah.
know, all these messages that come in. It's just amazing support because we are not alone. So I totally love that. I love that. I love you're going to do a new podcast too. That's going to be
Yeah,
cool.
a few of them. Yeah.
All right, so you're going to be answering questions. Do you want to
Hmm.
tell us the kind of questions, or does it matter,
Doesn't
or
matter.
just
It
answer
doesn't matter.
questions? Okay, and so you guys could start putting in your questions. And Cindy, if you want to go ahead and bring forward Joseph right now, while you do that, I am going to smudge us all and do a little a comforting meditation for all of us while you switch into Joseph. And then I will call upon you again, and then we'll see how it's going by then. So I've got my eucalyptus, sage, lavender. Oh man, I was going to bring Palo Santo and I forgot. So anybody else got Palo Santo out there, go ahead and light it up. Let us know what you're burning today for your meditation. And I'm sharing this all around with all of you. Nice to have all of our friends here. I love to see our family. So, sage is actually antiviral too, by the way, among other things, and I love it. So, always in a meditation, I like to get our hearts in sync together. So, all of us right now, if you're not driving or doing anything like that, let's take our 3 cleansing breaths. So, inhale and exhale. Inhale again. And let go of everything you're holding on to right now inside with this breath. Just let it go. Let it go. We don't need to hold on to that. And again. And let it go. All of us together, all around the world, South Africa, everywhere. We're all around the world, all of us together in union and in strength and in love. We are bringing love. Love is the opposite of fear. And so at this time now, as we begin to meditate together, I want you to feel your connection to every one of us here and those who will watch the show later, and indeed to our whole connection as a collective to the whole planet. We are all one. And the first thing, because there is so much fear going around, I, of course, would like to call upon the fire dragons. And so, with me, all of our intentions together, send out the army of fire dragons all around the earth and to all the individuals, and let the fire from the fire dragons consume all the fear. Consume all the fear. We don't need all that fear. The fear is part of the darkness. We're clearing out all that fear. Feel any fear, any anxiety leaving you and draining out at this time, or feel it being consumed by the flames, and let that all go. And now, once we've let go of the fear around the world, we call upon the unicorns to bring in their beautiful blessings to all of us. So allow these blessings upon you, your family, your community, and send it continuing all around the world in love. All these blessings and comfort coming to all of us at this time. Know that at this time you can call upon whoever you usually call upon too, and to send that energy all around in beauty and in love. And we are strong. We are not going to give in to the fear of the disinformation that may be out there. We are strong and we know how to take care of ourselves. We know how to wash our hands. We know how to eat healthy, and we know what good supplements are out there for us. So allow yourself to feel comfortable. Allow yourself to feel strong. And my friends, let your light shine bright right now. As an empath, you may be giving in to the fear of the people, but at this time, go ahead and let that fear go, because the magic of the empath is being able to transform that energy. So transform it into love and comfort to all the people. Where there is panic, don't get caught up in it. Send the love out. Send that light you carry. You are powerful. and you are whole, and we really are all one. And so now I'd like to thank the dragons and all the forces and angels that have all come in to help us today, and all the ones that you guys have called upon. And let's take one more clearing breath. Feel the power of who you are in this time. And open your eyes. Come on back. And Cindy, are you ready to bring forth the channeled messages for us at this time from Josef?
We are ready. Actually, we've been ready. We've been ready.
I love that. Um, would you like to start with questions, or would you like to just start with like an opening statement? And thank you, Josef, also for coming in. We appreciate this.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity to be here with you and all of your guests. And we will speak to and answer every question that will be submitted. And we'd like to start with questions because that is where all of the information will come from that you're all
Beautiful.
requesting. So at your
Beautiful.
leisure.
So, Rhonda Bex, would you like to open with a question? Well, Rhonda or Bex. I didn't mean like Rhonda Bex, one person. I meant, Rhonda or Bex.
Well, I do have a question, Josef. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. You're so awesome that I couldn't figure out the words. So your consciousness, that's like to me, like sort of like godlike. What I want to know is what is your best advice for everyone regarding the coronavirus? Do you feel it is as dangerous as the media has hyped it up? Or is it, something we don't need to panic about?
First, we'd like to tell you that there is never, ever an apology necessary for anything that you ever call us. We roll with it. And you can define us any way you wish, and we appreciate that. We appreciate that kind introduction. Cindy has been avoiding discussing this, and she actually asked us yesterday if we could just avoid the questions. She understands what is happening here and has chosen to hang out with us more than not. Because when you choose to evolve, it's not by happenstance. It's not when it feels right. It is a life path, a life journey that you keep moving forward regardless of the circumstances that are in front of you. We have chosen to compromise with Cindy and to talk about the positive aspects that are happening now and how it relates to the shift that you are going through, that you've been going through for many, many, many eons of time. We are now approaching the tipping point, and we are getting to the place in the, we'll call it the split in Cindy sees it as a split. It is actually a delineation of the worlds, of the dimensions. You are multi-dimensional at the very core of your being, which is what Cindy is demonstrating to you now in communication with another aspect of her, which is her soul aspect. Some of you describe this as your higher self or the God consciousness, and all are correct. It is the all-knowing part of you that is living within you, and you access this consciousness through your vibration, and it is a journey and a progression of vibration. So as you are moving forward on a collective level, there are those who will choose to remain, and it's completely out of fear, unknowingly, because when you know, you move forward. But everybody will eventually move forward at their own pace. And so now what you're seeing is the delineation of the dimensions of the third dimension and the fifth dimension, where the new earth will be in its physical form. And right now, the new earth vibration, which is what we represent, is the necessary component that allows you to bring it to the physical being. You're the ones that do that on a collective level. And so through this process, this is what all of this shift is leading up toward is creating this new earth. So as you do that, those that choose to remain in fear because it's comfortable, because the unknown, what's the saying? Cindy's trying to think about it. The fear of the unknown. We define that as the fear of the unknown vibration that you're stepping into, and that's when you stop. That's when you don't know what to expect. Now you know that there's fear here, and it's kind of oddly uncomfortable, but comfortable at the same time because you know what to expect. And you hear people all the time saying, well, I knew that was going to happen, and this is how it is, and life is hard, and all these things, and they're living those things that are proving their beliefs. So as we move to a more breaking point, it's the tipping point, or the place where you will choose to move forward into the new vibration, or you won't. And so the more light that comes in, more chaos ensues, because the darker the dark gets. And Cindy's using the word dark, although that's not the word we would choose. So we're going to change that to a different vibration. This is how we see them. They are all different vibrations that manifest differently. So when you step back and look at what is happening on your planet now, you are in global chaos, because the darkness, as we'll refer to it for now, the darkness gets darker because there's so much light coming into your planet now that is available to all of you to move forward and to move beyond the fear. That's what the healing actually is. Healing is there's not band-aids or stitches. It's not a physical healing. Your healing that is being taught and offered to many of you is a vibrational healing. It's vibrational. We're not going to go into all of that because it gets pretty deep, and we think that Cindy thinks that we're going past the question that you wanted answered. She's avoiding the coronavirus words. So we're saying that if we were in your physical shoes, we would choose the high road, as Cindy has, and avoid talking about it more than is necessary. Just look at it as a circumstance and understand that your vibration dictates your physical well-being at every turn, And if you are living in a fearful state, you are having symptoms of fear, and they manifest physically. So we would recommend that you look toward the love, look toward the light, even now more than ever, because there's so much coming in, and there's so much room and the creative process that is available now. As you step forward into a higher vibration, more opportunity is available for expansion, and it's all based in love. So we're saying to you now, instead of focusing on the panic and creating more of the chaos, everything you focus on expands. We're saying, focus on the love, focus on the opportunities that you have to move forward through this circumstance. That's how we are coaching Cindy through this, is just to allow her the opportunity to understand the evolution and the expansion that she has gone through in the last 10 years in moving her own individual vibration forward, where you are beyond the vibration where the fear is created. If you are not in the vibration where fear can be created, which is where we are, you don't live in fear.
Beautiful.
Okay.
That's beautiful. So, Bex, before we go on, there's a couple of questions coming in, but did you have a question, Bex?
I think the only question that I really had was, is this coming through, this frequency of this virus, is it coming through as a catalyst for mass awakening?
It is a, Cindy wants to say side effect, and we're going to say, she can't get the side effect. We'll say, how about a bonus? We're going to say a bonus, because for every what you might call bad thing, that comes from something like this, one-to-one, there's a good thing that comes from it. And this is why we're saying, look toward the light, look toward the love, and create from that available vibration that is the exact opposite of the chaos that's out there, that's continuing to create the chaos. When you continue to talk about the status of your toilet paper in your grocery stores, and that people are running and hiding, and we say, that's how you create from that vibration. You're always creating. In every moment, you are creating from the vibration that you're focused on, in every moment. So we're saying, for individually, if everyone, for instance, if everyone were to focus on love, if everyone were to be in alignment for one moment, everybody on earth, you would be experiencing the new earth in that moment. This is a moment by moment choosing that manifests moment by moment. So when millions of people are focused on fear, you can imagine what the opportunity to create fear on that side is, but also what the opportunity to create and expand love is too. Everything in perfect balance all the time. So we would not, in answer to your question, we would not try to separate, what can we get out of this? Because we say when you're focused on that, that means you're not getting something. And so we would recommend that you focus on love and create from love. And instead of saying, is this for a mass awakening? Every moment is for a mass awakening. And we mean to say that love in its purest form is available in every moment. And if everyone in one moment would look at it, you would have a mass awakening. You would have what you are talking about.
Wow.
I
Beautiful.
love that.
Okay, so moving to the audience, another question that's a little bit similar comes from Elizabeth Zavala. Is this considered like a purging for Mother Earth? And she says she herself, I choose not to feel fear. So, right on. Is this a purging?
Well, the earth is shifting as the human collective. Everything is shifting that is in your realm of consciousness. Whatever realm you're in is shifting, because that's what it does. Consciousness expands and shifts all the time. And we are inhabitants of the earth. And the more fear the human collective is focused on, the earth reacts to it, but not in a defense. The earth is also expanding. The earth is a being on her own. She is a provider, and she has a purpose, just like you have a purpose, and we all have a purpose, and that purpose is expansion. So a lot of people, we have heard say things like, we're making the earth mad. The earth is very angry, and she's throwing things off of her. And we would say that is a very human way to look at it, and very understandable. But the earth is a vibrational being first that is manifested from its vibration. So it's expanding just like you are. That's what we say. Everything expands really together. It expands together. And she has expanded, is expanding, will always expand. Everything always evolves. It's constant motion.
So
All right. Another question comes from Karath, who was our guest last week. His question is a little more personal. Is what's going on right now, is that the reason his inner ears are vibrating intensely?
We would say that your the manifestation you're feeling in your body is not created from fear, but it is a manifestation of your expanded vibration. It is the physical manifestation of your movement forward. We were just talking to Cindy about this in the last couple of days, because she has been feeling very weird lately too. And she's usually pretty steady, but she was asking us about it. And we said, of course, and this is for all of you who are on this expansive, consciously expanding journey, that as you expand your own vibration, and as you, or raise your vibration, as you do that, Your body is a manifestation of the vibration that you carry. It's not the other way around. So the body is responding to your vibration. And this can manifest in many different ways. It manifests simply, for Cindy, it manifests, she feels like she wants to just blow up. Like the vibration is too big for her body. She said that to us one time. And we said, well, that's what it feels like, because the physical body follows suit from the vibration. You're creating your physical body by the vibration. So if you have fear about, for instance, if you were to look at this question and say, well, it could be because of this virus or this fear. And we say, no, look at this manifestation as a manifestation of love, that your body's catching up to your expansion. That's what we're telling you.
Oh, I love that.
And if you will release the idea that anything outside of yourself can ever affect you unless you invite it in, you will experience a lot less fear. But your body, yes, your body has got to respond to your vibration. It has to. It's vibrational.
I love that. I love that. So, what I want to know, I guess this would be my personal question then. All this aside, all that the collective is feeling and everything aside right now, and as we're moving along on our spiritual journeys and everything, what is the message that Joseph would like to share with us at this time? Not about the virus, just about where we are on the planet and how we're moving on. Is there any messages coming through collectively?
Well, yes, there always are, and we are teachers of vibration, of the process of trust and the process of uh, consciously expanding your own vibration. This is kind of a new kind of thing. A lot of people don't really talk about this, relatively speaking, because a lot of the human collective doesn't really understand what vibration is. And it is time now that they understand that you are vibrational beings at the base of who you are. You are always alive, first of all, always alive. And you are pure love. The bigger part of you is pure love. We are the soul of Cindy. And so we are her guides and the pure love vibration of her. And and you all have that. And that is accessible to any of you in any moment of your choosing. The fear that is existing on your planet has existed for forever, for eons and eons of time. Fear, fear, fear. And this is man-made fear. So now that we are available to you and the consciousness of the new earth is available to you, this is a clear sign that you should be moving forward as a collective. That happens on an individual basis. The individual has got to release the fear. And Cindy has struggled with this throughout the years and has gotten frustrated and said, when does it end? And then we started teaching her about all of her aspects.
Oh,
And
nice.
so we will do that at another time. But this message is very big, and the process is very big. You are hearing a lot about the teachings of the law of attraction lately. And of course, our wonderful dear friends, Abraham and the lovely Esther, have been doing a wonderful job in relaying that process and that universal truth to the human collective. As that expands, one of the reasons for the focus on the law of attraction in these days and past months and years, you can see a consistent expansion of that and the welcoming of it and people interested in it. This is the natural progression of the human collective, because in order to manifest the new earth in its physical form, you have to know how to manifest. You have to understand the universal laws and the universal truths of the game you are in. And you are a player, and you have an important role. All of you, everybody has an important role in bringing the human collective forward. So this is why we are encouraging all the time alignment, alignment, alignment in every moment in every moment, there is a choice of fear or love. The human aspect, when the human aspect is experiencing a fear of some kind, whether it's anger or jealousy or whatever is not love, is in that. When the human aspect is experiencing any of that, it is out of alignment with the soul, who does not experience that in any moment. The soul is constantly, consistently in love, in the love vibration, and that is available to all of you in any moment. So whatever your circumstances, including this created virus, because it's absolutely created by fear. Fear manifests in your physical world. This is why you have famine and war, and these are all physical manifestations of fear. So we say to you that the new earth requires a new human aspect. And this new human aspect that we are all creating together will be it's kind of a new species. It will be a physical being living on a physical earth with no fear. It's never happened before. And this is the shift that we are moving toward. So we are encouraging alignment, because that moment where the human aspect is out of alignment and feeling fear, all it has to do is recognize that that's not who it really is, and to step back into alignment, and everything changes. Everything changes as you walk forward. And we're not saying by any means an easy path, but the instructions are easy. Who you really are is very easy. Who you are is love, and who you are will manifest itself depending on what you are vibrating. So if you are living in fear and just kind of taking this information or whatever spiritual teaching that you are following at any given time, it's all wonderful, but it comes in really handy in times like this. This is an opportunity to choose. This is how we look at this. We see this as an opportunity to choose. So Bex, when you say, is this an opportunity for a mass awakening? Yes, it is a moment of choice. But you have those moments in every moment. But people are choosing now. It's what Cindy would call a critical time, because it just is going to get worse and worse and worse. You see the split. You see it's like, choose a side almost.
Like super contrast, right, Joseph? Yeah. Like super contrast.
Contrast, yes. And it's the choosing of another consciousness, the choosing of another place with which to create from. If you're sitting in fear all the time, you're creating from fear, because you're creating in every moment. And if you're sitting in fear, you're creating from fear.
And I'm wondering if some people just can't learn from anything but contrast. I know sometimes they can look at that and say, this is what I don't want to be. So when they see what's going on in the world, they say, I don't want to be like that. And then they have to start reflecting on what they want to be like more so.
Right. But part of the problem is so many of you have been influenced out of who you really are, to the degree that you don't know who you are. Cindy was one of those, which is why it makes her a good deliverer of this information, because she's experienced the not knowing who she is. If you're listening to someone tell you who you are, that's based on their opinion, their experiences, and their beliefs. And when someone puts that on you, and you begin to believe that, and then those people go away and somebody else comes in and tells you something else, by the time you realize that it's for you to decide who you are and you to take your own journey forward and find out who you really are, when all of that stops, you say, I have no idea who I am, because now I have no one telling me who I am anymore. So it's important to take this journey for no other reason, to understand who you are and how you create the reality that you live. We can't think of better time spent, really.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. So, Rhonda, what do you think? Do we have time for one more question?
Well, Nancy had more of a personal question, and I think that's nice. I'll put it up here.
Perfect.
The personal part of this is that's perplexing to me is I am comfortable at home and have been asked by spirit to put myself out. and services, and myself and services out into the public, only to be turned around and sent back home. So I think what she's asking is, yeah, she's been asked to do this now, and now she's going out forward with all her services, and now at this point in time, they're shutting her down. So, like, publicly shutting her down. I think shutting, not personally, but everyone's being shut down to sort of stay in and recharge or whatever.
And the
So,
services she does is for animals. She helps find the right people to adopt the animal, so that it's perfect. So she really does a good service.
We will say to that circumstance that she has outlined is happening a lot, and that is because in an umbrella view, and then we'll take it down to the personal level. But in the umbrella view, there are many of you who are way showers on the front line, the first wave, whatever you want to call yourselves. Bravo! We applaud you. We love you. This shift is event driven. It is not driven on time. This trips you up a lot because events are vibrational agreements that are, Cindy likens them to a line of dominoes set up. And, from the spiritual perspective where linear time does not exist and you're on a spiritual path. So you have to really get the perspective from timing and not time. So Cindy has been frustrated in the same way, saying, you told me to do this, you gave me all this information, but the doors aren't opening. And we say to her, continue moving forward, continue moving forward. And she has gotten frustrated with us sometimes because we can say the same thing. We are moving on an event-driven vibrational path, all of us together. And the purpose of one person, the purpose of everybody, really, especially the way showers, and you're all really way showers, and that's a whole nother conversation. But the advice we're going to give to you is the same thing we gave Cindy, and that is to continue doing your thing, continue on your path, offering your services, learning about more of your services or whatever that is, focused on your purpose. This is your purpose. So just keep focusing on your purpose and remain in alignment. And when the time is right, the right people will step into your path. But if you're not in alignment and you're saying, and Cindy has gone in and out and in and out and in and out for months saying, well, this is what you said. And we said, but the event hasn't happened yet. Relax. This is not on our time. It's on their timing. So you have to relax. You have to relax and understand that you are coming at this from a spiritual perspective, which is eternal.
Wow.
Your time frame is eternal. It is not this lifetime. It is not 20 minutes. It is eternal.
Right.
So it's a shift in perspective that we're teaching. It's a shift that will change your entire physical reality if you take it. And it's based in trust. And we say, if you know this is what you are supposed to do, and we believe that you are very talented and here for a very big reason, because not only is the earth shifting, expanding to house us in the fifth dimension, the earth is expanding, the human collective is expanding, your vegetation is expanding, and your animals are expanding, which is another reason to kill the chaos. That's Cindy's word. We would say add to the love, because your collective vibration affects the animals. Of course, it affects everything on your planet, everything. Just be, yes, Dawn, yes. That's exactly right.
She said they figured out a plan with her group to continue virtually as much as possible until they have to meet up. So what she does is she pairs cats or dogs, I think it's mostly cats, with an owner. And so they figured out, they've already solved some of their problem. I would think they can expand to even a larger audience by doing it virtually. So maybe there's the blessing in it that they'll be in touch with, and people have time to consider it more maybe now.
And being able to depend on the Akashic records even more, right, Nancy? Because, that's how your base point for being able to really connect souls together. So, I think that's even more profound in this time right now is not depending so much on the physical, but really tapping into the spiritual aspect of all of it.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yes.
I
That's
love
the
that.
best. And these answers are not people's favorites. Excuse me, while Cindy fans. They're not people's favorites because you want a human response to a spiritual question, and you cannot mix the two. Which is, we want to stick this in here too, that if you are beginning a spiritual business or have a spiritual deal, and you're trying to run it with third dimensional tools and processes, it's not going to work. We'll tell you that right now. It's not going to work. You have got to run your business from the perspective of love. We had a question the other day. Cindy thinks this is important for some reason, so we're going to continue. We had a question the other day. Josef, what is your advice for the perfect salesperson?
Oh.
And we said we have one word, and that is authenticity.
Yeah.
And that goes for everything you ever do. It's everything you ever do. Your authenticity is the most important thing in every endeavor you ever set out, because that really lays your intention out in front of you if you are authentic. And you can never fail, because when you are choosing a vocation or a job or a career, whatever you decide to do, and if you choose it from the space of alignment, it cannot fail. So if you are an authentic person in your whatever your choice, then you will trust and understand that the law of attraction, the universal law of truth, will bring you at the right time what you need to be joyful. If you get joy from your animals and your groups and all of that, that's the most amazing thing. And that's what would be our driven force every single day. If you are going to a job that is fearful, or when we say fearful, we mean you don't want to be there, and you go there every day, this is not in your best interest. Never is in your best interest to do anything like that. Now, we understand the human perspective, so we'll just throw that in there. So we're gonna tout authenticity for a moment, and understand that the authenticity not only is the integral part of you, but it is what is comes across vibrationally from you. So if you are trying to sell something that you don't believe in, that comes across too. So somebody, I guess, needed to hear that. I don't know.
I love that. I love messages of authenticity. It's so important. I love
Yeah.
that. So
I think it's
how
beautiful.
was that? Thank you. I feel
Amazing.
excited. I feel
Yeah.
motivated, and yeah, I
Light.
do.
Yeah.
And I could feel Josef up here. I was sitting there listening to you, and I was really intent, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, right there about like 3 feet above me, I could feel Josef.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yes. That is your soul counterpart that you are seeing. That is part of our consciousness. All teachers are part of this consciousness that we're in. We come through certain channels because, for instance, this is a journey, and this is a task, a purpose that Cindy has had for hundreds of thousands of years. And it's a wonderful story that she now is aware of. But so this is natural for her. So every channel is channeling their higher soul, their self, and it's a blending of the two aspect vibrations, the soul aspect and the physical aspect, and the human aspect and the soul. It's a blending, and this is how you will live as humans on the new earth. You will be guided. You will just be one. You will be one with your soul. It will truly be a soul walking.
Oh,
It
I
will be
love that.
beautiful experience for all of you.
Oh, amen to that. Beautiful.
Perfect.
It's a beautiful.
So, how was that, you guys?
That was amazing. Thank you so
Amazing.
much, Josef.
Thank you,
Yes,
Josef.
Josef.
Thank you again for the opportunity. Very
Beautiful.
much, very much. We wish you well, and we know that you will experience much love from this. And we would recommend that everybody who is listening now, including you and Cindy and Suri, who is sitting here with her, that the vibration is very powerful now. And if you were to sit for a couple moments when we end this session, you will allow it to integrate within your human aspect.
Oh, I love that.
And so we would recommend that you do that because our vibration is very powerful. And oh, by the way, it's your vibration too. We are who you are. So with much love, we are grateful.
Honored. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bex, you have a question for Cindy. Maybe Joseph has an answer
Maybe
too.
Joseph knows. Yeah.
Should we take a minute to give Cindy to come back?
I'm good.
Or are you good? Okay,
I'm
cool.
good. Yeah.
All right, so if you had to choose a song to be the theme song of your life, what would it be?
Pharrell Williams. Woohoo! Well, you know, I have a lot because the fifth dimension too, Aquarius is my favorite
yeah.
thing. I got yelled at
Yeah.
for using it on a podcast.
Woohoo.
But yeah, it's, pick anything that's happy,
Absolutely.
So
In the age of Aquarius.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I love that.
it. I love it. I could blast it right now for you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
blast it for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was in the. So we are in the age of Aquarius now. Yeah.
Yeah, we are
Cool.
finally.
Let me
Yeah.
see if this is it. If it'll play. I don't know if you'll get it. I guess
Don't
you'll
miss
get
We
it.
will.
Live
Whoops.
TV from 7
It's okay.
Of course, added on YouTube. So
I always.
here we go.
Oh yeah.
We do not own this music. We are just broadcasting it.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
don't own
Just
it.
not.
Sure,
But I
that'll
did meet
make
Marilyn
everybody
McCoo
happy.
though. I did meet her. I used to know her for about 6 or a year, whatever. I knew her for a while, so
Marilyn
I
McCoo?
give permission.
Can you hear it?
Marilyn McCoo from
Wow.
Fifth Dimension.
Very cool.
Brings me back to my kid days.
It's so perfect. They had no idea what they were doing. This is it. This is our theme
So
song.
perfect. Yeah.
The Earth theme song.
Ooh, chills.
I'm not going to sing. It's true, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's such a kicking video too when you watch it. It's pretty far out.
God, I want to go back there. I want to go back there.
I have to say, as we're all dancing and stuff, all I can think of is we look like the Brady Bunch.
The 60s, yes.
We kind of do look like the Brady
Love
Bunch.
God,
Cool. That's so cool.
go back to
That's cool.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for the opportunity. Joseph,
Thank
that's great today. I hope they answered everybody's questions.
They sure gave us a lot of
Yeah.
peace, I'm sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So I hope we can have you back on again, and we'd love to have you back on again.
Love it. Love it. Love you guys. You're awesome.
Yeah,
We love hanging out with you and Joseph.
Thank you.
Amazing.
yeah.
I love you guys too. Yeah, it was really a really very powerful, loving vibration when they were bidding you farewell. It was,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
very
very sweet.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So
I got tingles. Got
Mhm.
tingles.
Yeah.
So
Are we
So-
done?
just
Deb's
about.
got announcements.
Wow.
Yep, I just got to do announcements. But real quick, before we get into announcements, just because I really want to anchor in this energy that we're feeling, I want us all to put our hand on our hearts. Okay? Just take a moment. And I want you guys to repeat after me. May all beings be safe.
May all beings be safe.
May all beings be content.
May all beings be content.
May all beings be healthy.
May all beings be healthy.
May all beings live with ease.
May all beings live with peace.
There we go.
Woohoo.
I just wanted to bring that in real quick because I feel like we've really got a lot of loving energy here that we can really
Awesome.
bring it in and
Yeah, milk it.
world. Yeah, absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
and I think that it's so amazing that the messages that have been coming through when I've been working with my clients as well is stop living in default. And that's what we're doing right now. We're being called to stop living in default, to shift out of our norm and really have to start consciously creating and trust the process. You know, those two have been the most powerful messages coming through. Stop living in default and trust the process. You know, it's a very exciting time for us. It's not fearful, it's exciting.
Yes.
It's empowering.
Well, that's your perspective. Yeah. That's the opportunity that's available. That's
Absolutely.
available to us, you know. Yeah, it's really, it's great.
It
Cool.
is.
It's really-
Very, very good. All right. So the announcements. The winner of last week's Share It Out, who won a reading or healing with Teresa is Krista Higginbotham.
Oh,
Congratulations,
yay.
Krista.
Oh, yeah.
Chris
this
is a
is
great
amazing.
share.
You get a car, and you get a car. And you get
Exactly.
a car.
Yeah,
I wish it was like that.
it will be soon.
I'll have a car.
You guys
So-
know Krista gave me a huge healing the other day and helped me so much. She helped me with my early trauma. I was molested as an infant, and that was stored in my fascia. You know that it's right like underneath the skin, part above the muscle or somewhere. And she helped me deal with that. And oh my God, so much healing came to me at this age, at 55. It's like, wow, who knew I'd carry that so long? So it's like, thank you, Krista.
Absolutely. What a
Yeah.
blessing. I love that. So please make sure to share this out. This had a lot of really amazing information, and we know so many people could use this right now. These messages of peace and love, helping people to overcome the fear. Fear is the virus. Fear is the virus.
Fear,
Love is the
yes.
solution. It is
Talk more about the love, please.
love is the
Love
solution.
is the answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love is how you heal.
That's a
and
Rhonda song.
The age of Aquarius, the age
Yes.
of love. Yeah.
so while we're all stuck at home,
Yeah.
again, please not stuck. We're choosing to help flatten the curve. We're doing our part to make sure that we are consciously creating health, healing, up higher vibrations. This is a perfect opportunity to binge watch all our spirit sessions episodes, right, Rhonda?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I call it our video podcast. So you can go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and just pick and choose and do all your little daily tasks, that super early spring cleaning that you want to
That's
get done. Just turn it on, turn it up, and just learn and chill in the great vibration of light and boost your immune system with all the healers and healings and meditations we have contained within those. So it's a great way to be.
Yeah.
Yes,
Great way to be.
absolutely.
I love
That's
that.
it. So, okay. Everybody have a great weekend and have a great break. Get outside. Get outside, everyone.
Yeah.
Get outside
Yeah.
and look up, because you'll see what I saw this morning. And I had to call my husband on the way here to work. There's no chemtrails or contrails in the sky today.
Exactly.
It's
Love
like,
that. Woohoo.
wow, it's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
look. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful blue sky everywhere because we're right over
feeling.
like that. It's
Very
amazing.
feeling,
So, everybody, go outside, look up,
Thank you.
get out in the light.
Thank
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Joseph.
Guys.
Have a blessed week. We love you.
Love you guys. Bye. Let's do this.